This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I think William and I were turning that on at the same time. So we'll go ahead and make this fairly short and sweet. Just a reminder for QA questions, please email them to qa@yloa.org or qa@yosemitelakespark.org. That's how I know which ones are for this session. So we had a couple questions come in that got forwarded to that address this morning because they came into other places. So one of them I can answer now. It was a question about the water pipeline that we ran to run water to the golf course. And so the question was, is that operating and is that in use? The answer is that the pipeline is completely installed. The pump is working. The well is working. We were asked to install an air gap by the PUC. So they totally approved us using the water in this, in this fashion. No issues or concerns with that. But they did ask us to install an air gap. So that presents siphoning or backflow back into the water table. And so we have the parts ordered for that. And as soon as they're in place and installed, which should just be shortly, that will be, should be up and operating. There was a little bit of work we had to do with the starter on the well. It started and would pump, but it wasn't staying running. It is doing so now. So once that air gap is in place, that will be in production. So we were able to blast that out pretty quick. Our guys really hammered through that. So that was good. Second question that was sent in was about the pizza kitchen and the return on investment. So I got that question this morning, but I've been in meetings literally all day. With I think about 10 minutes of a break today. It's just one of those kinds of days. So I haven't had a chance to run those numbers, but I'll address that one in the general manager's report next week to get that question answered and get that information shared. We are a little bit in an odd season with COVID, how it's impacted restaurants and revenue. So, projections, obviously are not what they typically are, but we'll pull all that information together and happy to share that. In the general manager's report next week. So those were the questions that came in that I saw. Again, please address them to qa@yloa.org or qa@yosemitelakespark.org because they get flagged and identified, differently, so that we have time to gather the information and share them on these calls. So that's what I've got for right now. So if anybody has any quick questions or points of clarification, I'm happy to take those. Otherwise, that's what we have for this evening. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us. We did move, obviously we had a board meeting scheduled originally for this evening. We moved that board meeting to next week, which we'll talk about at that time, the reasons behind that and what we were doing that for. But the agenda for that meeting will be posted on this Thursday night. So you'll see what's on the agenda for the board meeting next Tuesday. And hope to see you all virtually at that point. So everybody, I hope you have a great evening and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Are you going to watch the debate?
I would probably go catch some of it. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be entertaining to say the least, right?